Hello and welcome to the last read of Alan Emrian's article, and we are counting Heidegger 1390 actually. We have a whopping 10 left to the big 1400. And as I was ending the previous lecture, our fixation with the five existence, real and atom and relations, and the idea, I would say, that the past is the same as the future. The last one we talked about before, that non-existence of time, that especially Roberto Ungar and Lis Moling has pointed out. They are, however, not alone. An Italian philosopher, Massimo Pugliucci, has also questioned the idea of an unreal time. This unreality of time is, oddly enough, a result of making time too real to make it into a static existence, or a noun, as we usually say, a time or the time. Small little picosecond nows in a long chain. I think that could be a good metaphor for classical time. And of course, this is leading to and is also part and parcel of the paradox of Xenon. I will now read the conclusion of the article. Considering time to be complex, valued, with real time propagating randomly between observation events. Makes it possible for particles to span the wave function. And fulfill requirements of quantum mechanics. Including the possibility of Schrödinger's cat being simultaneously dead and alive. And for the point-like electron to be everywhere simultaneously. At observation, one out of several possibilities is chosen. And consequently, one out of several histories is chosen as well. I'll repeat that because it's very good, aptly put. At observation, one out of several possibilities is chosen, and consequently, one out of several histories is chosen as well. My comment: can you imagine the conundrum if you preemptively take the possibilities to be real a priori? It will cause havoc. Superluminal velocities appear in real time, but are merely illusions. Analogous to the possibility of making a shadow move faster than light. Some of the possible outcomes from the wave function collapse have extremely low probabilities. This, however, does not prevent them from taking place and being important. As seen from the decay of uranium-238. Miracles generally belong to that category of events with extremely low but non-zero probabilities. There is evidence that wishes and emotions may influence this choice. It is also claimed that faith gives the choice of such outcomes a higher probability. Perhaps the human mind is able to modify the outcome slightly, while divine intervention is required for a specific result to be chosen with certainty. If this is a correct interpretation of miracles, there does not appear to be any limit to the ability of emotions to shape the world. And of the conclusion, I got a whole pile of cardamom in my mouth. Need to rinse my throat. Two things struck me while reading and reflecting. One is that not understanding the incredibly important difference between before and after, we will never reach full experience. We will be trying to project past happened events to the ongoing flux of living, active, vivid action. and sadly there is great chance we will be 1 nanosecond too late. We will not be able to smash the tennis ball in the game of Roger Federer. An preemptively placed image will put a distance between our intentions and thereby making our intentions become weak, less. We will not be effective participator. From the lectern, if we were to participate in the game in a classical manner, it would look as if we are standing still, letting the balls pass us, catching the trajectory of the tennis ball a tad too late. We will not seize the moment because the shadow of the after effect is shadowing our consciousness. The second thing, the second aspect, is that once we are in this fantasy, it is very, very hard to escape. The deviations are minute, to say the least. If we are classically inclined, everything we see and discover will acknowledge that the world has always already been made for us, and we are just mere visitors, not belonging here. A comment from my colleague here.
Thank you. In his paper, Allan uses the word universe 10 times. So he formulates more like this. So upon observation, we force the universe to make a decision. To me, it appears in this phrase as if we were somewhat outside of the universe. And I would like to refer to Heidegger, who said that we are already in the world, or as I would put it in this context, we are already in the universe. So this phrase is not the best one. I would say perhaps that upon observation, we together with the universe, or something like that. I don't know what is the best formulation. Or with the cat, the problem with the cat, you have even a third option. So the cat, let's say that the cat dies, unfortunately. Okay, that's a sad option. But anyhow, so we say that upon our observation, the cat dies because of the poison, because of our observation, and because of the universe. So you have 3 components, but still they intermingled. I would say. So Hans, what would you say? The universe, what is your formulation of the issue?
I'll agree there, because we always already are in the world, and we will be trying not to participate, as in the example of the tennis game, but we will still be in the game, although not playing it to the fullest. It's a deception to say that we are not always already in the universe. We are born here. We have always collapsed a superposition. We have just forgotten it. This is what meant by the why question of Heidegger. And we are collectively suffering from a historical amnesia. I would say it is absolutely true that once upon a time we asked the why question, and for some reason the answer became there is no why. There are only standstill, static features, ghost-like, phantom-shaped, I think it can become clearer now why Plato rejected the world and came to wish for idealized ideas, icons. And that he tried to grasp those icons, I would say, figments of his own illusions. The more he grasped, the greater became the hold that these illusions hold him in. The metaphor of the cave is a dark, locked up prison of that illusion. I think it's a very apt description, maybe stemming from Plato's own subconscious, that the cave is his place, his dwelling, and that there are there is no way out. There is a way out. The door to the cave never closed up and locked. Miracles can happen, as Niels Bohr himself said. The impossible will and can happen. Once we understand that we are participating, that creation reality is an ongoing process, where our role is not minor, it is major. We are the ones to make the probability wave collapse into a real event. In a way, we have forgotten ourselves. We have forgotten our intentions, our wants. And thereby we not only lose ourselves, we lose being, the world. It becomes unreal to us. Just as in the very illustrative example of Plato. A very, very speculative thought here is that fear could have triggered this fixation, a sort of a trauma of massive character. Maybe, and this is a big maybe it all happened in an instant and spread quickly during the period of antiquity, like a tidal wave. in one instance. And going from speculative to pure fantasy. I don't believe this to be correct, but I think about that disaster that struck the Mediterranean basin 1 millennia before Christ. The arrival of the boat people that crushed almost all of the civilization in the Mediterranean area. The predecessors of the Greek, the Mycenaeans, being one of the victims. Maybe such a dramatic, earth-shaking disaster could have made people fear. Although this is a fantasy, it happened too early to fit the picture. But something of the sort. And I'm getting more convinced. I'm not 100% sure. But I think it happened quickly, in an instance. Because forgetting the world and oneself must be a major trauma, a big blow, or as a war strategist would say, a decisive blow. So in some ways, although not chronologically, it does fit the picture. I round up and say thank you for listening. Thank you to Allan Emrén, this condensed and sharp article. Have a very pleasant afternoon. Bye bye.